FP1. It didn't look happy for him. He was 3.5 seconds off the pace, but when you cycle racing nowadays, slight adjustment there for the Valentino. There's 4 people in the 59s. Dobby was on top, no real surprises there, I suppose, but the Yamahas of Rossi and Vignale. Yeah, well, I need to check on it. Andrea Coleman is here, of course, from Marquez.
No,
there is no backup here, being more seriously.
Yeah, it's, I mean, so clear of not having, over. Yeah, numbered, yeah, I don't know why I said numbered. As soon as I said it, I thought, that's not right. Like his first flying laps looked so aggressive and fast. I think what he did then,
back in, his gloves are off, if you just see him in the background here, he's taking his helmet off, going out on the back of the garage.
And it looks like Michele Pirro, the super sub, is likely to be coming in. Look at that, squashed over the front.
Is it that? Is it turn 8?
No, you're talking about 9, it's the hairpin that cuts.
9.
Well, he's the only man
on
that does
purpose.
it, effectively. You know, particularly with Honda, it's without Cal Crutchlow here, there's no backup for him either. Topping him in FP2 either, the on him. So conditions are matched pretty much over the damage. The motor was okay. You know, they're changing the electric because obviously they're changing the electrics. Yeah. But 3, we've got a fair battle coming this way in the. He's looking to try and take a jump on Morbidelli if he can.
Oh, that's good to see. He's going back out. But he grabs that initial grab of the brake. He doesn't squeeze it instantly. It's a bit of weight transfer onto the front tyre, and then this man, and it just precise.
But what about his teammate? Let's find out. JT's got Davide Todozzi with him.
I just don't think Jorge would waste his time or risk certainly any more injury to that risk, because his priority is
for that. Even though there's no way he's ever going to say that that's what he's building for.
No, and he could never say that in an interview. And when we ask him the question
at Valencia,
here we
go.
Here's your stoppie. This is into turn 9. This is a different corner, but it's just.
Not that old school riders are more precise, it's just the style of things, isn't it, that makes it work.
Shape a lot and crash a lot.
Marquez and Cal Crutchlow,
yeah,
one of which is not here.
That's what you say.
I think he feels great. He was taking it to Dobby, had a track and that personality to British Superbikes next year. We're going to miss him round here. Plater in Q2, along with Zarco and Aleix Espargaro. Aleix Espargaro put a good lap in this morning in FP1 as well. Stands here. Come down to that, what do you call that thing at the end? Carousel pergola type thing.
Susie and James in Phillip Island. When asked about this man, you know, he's matched him now 5 titles. What year? And I read his book like 2 or 3 times. I used to read it before the start of each season. It was one of them that you'd go back through his book, myself off him in that respect. Not with riding. I tried with riding the best I can, like we all did. But with training, I knew it was something.
Colour riding changes from time to time. Of course, it does to suit tyres and bikes and the like. But that training to be fit at the end of a race. But Jorge Lorenzo, 4.5 seconds off.
He was going to come out and he was going to knock 2 seconds off and be 1.5 seconds off the base, or it was going to be.
The track temperature had come down to 37 degrees from the 42 that it was on the front straight here. I felt the blue.
Like he did at lunchtime. It was bizarre when James said James was 4, 2 or 3 minutes, and then stopped, and the sun came out and it was red hot.
Dots fell off just at that point that we were looking at a moment ago into turn 2, so that was a proper face plant down there as well.
It is one of those.
That's for 4 fingers. And when you start it on a motorcycle, because obviously that's using.
Well, in the old days you'd have said Danny Pedrosa was a lightning starter, but that might have been just because he was light, literally.
You won't be able to. I was just trying to work out, would they push it in neutral and then it just stick it into gear, but
I doubt that.
I doubt that. As well, that tells pace.
It might not work for him because he was losing time hand over fist in the last. Nakagami goes through on bike 30, 40, obviously 26. He uses a long lever as well, JT. Out that was true. Mind you, they're doing 225 mile an hour now at places like Mugello, so I suppose that
300
surely as he grows, well, no, not quite then. 500's out.
This is such a good run for him. Think of that drive, dedication, determination that we know he has. Oh, yeah. And a bit longer.
Unbelievable. They're nylon.
Yeah. Barcelona one.
Yeah.
Look at it, still going, and then it goes again at the end.
If they put them all on there, it'll fill the screw.
And honestly here, I was expecting different results because really for the race.
Slower, Marquez wouldn't have all those moments, but he's trying to push.
So where is it, if I might ask? He comes at 2 or 3.
Beside this motorcycle, I'm going to crash. We need to make it better. But we never seem to.
He's
he's a good rider. Moto2 world champion.
So,
And then the problem is, when he starts losing the front, what does he do?
fall off. Well, it seems absolutely at one with this Ducati now, doesn't he?
Yeah.
It's his bike. And he looks like he's going to be worked during the winter to make sure he comes here in the best possible condition. Next first camber hairpin corner onto the front straight.
The bit he's got
Go
to
third.
really good. The bit he's
Time is never plenty of time. You're better off being 23 than 27 or 8 or wherever it might be later on in your career.
saying that because he's the nicest lad in the paddock. Happy-go-lucky Jack.
He comes in 8th place. Zarco, Petrucci and Espargaro.
Yeah, Miller does it.
Top history as far as Suzuki is concerned for next year, so now you go into Aprilia. Oh, 2 minutes. Ultimate round of Motorcycle Grand Prix in 2018. Marquez, where did that come from? It just sounds soft power.
User-friendly. You want to ride this motorcycle. You stand at the side.
Final one.
I think he'll be fine.
Yeah, you're right. Oh, the first 59. It wasn't just a 50. Look at that.
Pretty much everybody, Keith, is on a great lap. I don't think we're going to be seeing Jorge Lorenzo tomorrow.
He throws us outside the top 10. Zarco's in the top 10 now. Espargaro's back in there. So Aleix Espargaro's first flag, as you can see, is out. If it's highlighted in what everybody else does, Zarco, I think, is pretty safe straight through to qualifying 2. That's if it rains tomorrow. The only reason we emphasise this. So he will go directly to qualifying 2, but he still wants to have a quicker time because I've got the feeling Petrucci's got a bit more pace in him, is he?
Good session for Valentino.
Job from Rins.
Sat there all alone. It looks quite funny, really.
Really no mates.
Look at him, what's it do?
And mind you, it's nothing to do with Maverick Vinales. Shaved his head after winning at Phillip Island. It was a bet. And that's what it takes. Every bit of rubber on the floor to try and slow you down.
Yeah.
I'd love to have seen that because everyone we'd seen previously was out of order. Rins it is.
Oh, yeah!
Unreal.
And that's turn 5. Keith, 130 miles an hour, you tip it into that.
Simon, what are you doing stepping in front of that? You know better. Simon Crafar then.
In his defence, what happens is you've got your ears on.
You pull out in front of you because they don't hear you coming. It's a bit of a pet hate of mine.
Ex-cyclists, I'm not much riding now, but...
I'm cycling to my hotel room tonight. Is that
yeah,
right?
me too.
Oh, quality. We love a bit of that, don't we?
I like a happy Valentino.
I'll just get these out of the way if I may for a minute. Free practice 3 then starts live tomorrow morning at 1 a.m.
Jatuh cinta sama lipstiknya? Cek Google.
We love a bit of that, don't we? I like a happy Valentino. I'll just get these out of the way if I may for a minute. Free practice 3 then starts live tomorrow morning at 1. Nowadays. Slight adjustment there for the Valentino. There's 4 people in the 59s. Dobby was on top. No real surprises there, I suppose. But the Yamahas of Rossi and Vignale. Yeah, well, I need to check on it. Andrea Coleman is here, of course, from Marquez.
No.
There is no backup here, being more seriously.
Yeah, it's, so clear and not having... Not
Over.
Yeah, numbered. Yeah, I don't know why I said numbered. As soon as I said it, I thought, that's not right. He, like his first flying laps, looked so aggressive and fast. I think what he did then, the
Back in, his gloves are off. You can just see him in the background here. He's taking his helmet off, going out on the back of the garage.
And it looks like Michele Pirro, the super sub, is likely to be coming in. Look at that, squashed over the front.
Is it that? Is it turn 8?
No, you're talking about 9. It's the hairpin that cuts back up. It's,
turn 9.
well, he's the only man
On
that does
purpose.
it effectively. Particularly with Honda, it's without Cal Crutchlow here. There's no backup for him either. Topping him in FP2 either. The pace he had this morning. So conditions are matched pretty much over the damage. The motor was okay. They're changing the electric because obviously they're changing the electrics. Yeah. But 3, we've got a fair battle coming this way in the. He's looking to try and take a jump on Morbidelli if he can.
Oh, that's good to see. He's going back out. But he grabs that initial grab of the brake. He doesn't squeeze it. Instantly, a bit of weight transfer onto the front tyre. And then this man, it just precise.
But what about his teammate? Let's find out. JT's got Davide Todotti with him.
I just don't think Jorge would waste his time or risk certainly any more injury to that wrist, because his priority is
For that, even
exactly.
though there's no way he's ever going to say that that's what he's building for.
No, and he could never say that in an interview. And
No.
when we ask him the question,
Good at Valencia.
here
we go, here's your
This is into turn 9. This is a different corner, but it's just
Not that old school riders are more precise, it's just the style of things, isn't it, that makes it work.
shape a lot
Yeah.
and crash. A lot.
Marquez and Cal Crutchlow,
Yeah.
one of which is not here.
That's what you say.
I think he feels great. He was taking it to Dobby at a track and that personality to British Superbikes next year. We're going to miss it. Peter in Q2, along with Zarco and Alicia Spargo. Alicia Spargo put a good lap in this morning in FP1 as well. Stands here, comes down to that, what do you call that thing at the end? Carousel pergola type thing.
Susie and James in Phillip Island. When asked about this man, you know, he's matched him now, 5 titles. What year? And I read his book like 2 or 3 times. I used to read it before the start of each season. It was one of them that you'd go back through his book, myself off him in that respect. Not with riding. I tried with riding the best I can, like we all did. But with training, I knew it was something.
Colour riding changes from time to time. Of course, it does to suit tyres and bikes and the like. But that training to be fit at the end of a race. But Jorge Lorenzo, 4.5 seconds off.
He was going to come out and he was going to knock 2 seconds off and be 1.5 seconds off the base, or he was going to be.
They've made the track temperature had come down to 37 degrees from the 42 that it was on the front straight here. I felt the blue.
Like it did at lunchtime. It was bizarre when James said James was 2 or 3 minutes, and then stopped, and then the sun came out and it was red hot.
Shots fell off just at that point that we were looking at a moment ago into turn 2. So, that was a proper face plant down there as well.
It is one of those.
That's for 4 fingers. And when you're starting on a motorcycle, because obviously that's the only time that you use it.
Well, in the old days, you'd have said Danny Pedrosa was a lightning starter, but that might have been just because he was light, literally.
You won't be able to. I was just trying to work out, would they push it in neutral and then him just stick
Stamp
it
on
into
the
gear?
gearbox.
But
I doubt that.
I doubt that. As well, because that tells me that he's got incredible race pace.
It might not have worked for him because he was losing time hand over fist in the last. Taka Nakagami goes through on bike 30, 46. Valentino Rossi obviously 26. He uses a long lever as well, JT. Out that was dragging the clutch lever through. Mind you, they're doing 225 mile an hour now at places like Mugello, so I suppose that
320.
surely as he grows, well, no, not quite then, just 500's out.
This is such a good run for him. Think of that drive, dedication, determination that we know he has. Oh! And a bit longer.
Unbelievable. It's like a nylon.
Barcelona one.
Yeah.
Look at it, still going, and then it goes again at the end.
If they put them all on there, it'll fill the screen.
And honestly here I was expecting different results because really it was